Welcome back. Welcome back to another Hump Day Real Estate with Kendall and the DMV. Last week, we busted the myth of passive income in real estate. Today, we dig in even deeper because here's the thing. Most investors budget for the mortgage, maybe insurance, maybe property taxes, but they forget the hidden costs. And those are the ones that drain you and will drain your bank account and really drain your bank account fast. I'm talking about tenant turnover, surprise repairs, skyrocketing insurance. If you're not ready for these, real estate goes from wonderful to stressful. Guess what? Very, very, very quickly. So in this episode, we're going to uncover the hidden cost of real estate in 2025. And more importantly, how to prepare for them so you don't be blindsided. Let's go. Let's get into it. So, turnover and vacancy. The average turnover cost in 2025 is around 1750 to 2000 per unit. 1750 to 2000 per unit. That includes cleaning, repainting, advertising, and the worst of all, loss of rent. Man, I just seen somebody go through something similar, man. Bad thing is the tenant, it was more than $2,000. Man, that tenant left that place terrible. You would have asked, well, how were they living there? I know this landlord probably spent maybe $5,000 to turn. Here's the crazy thing: to turn a one, I think it's a 1 or 2 bedroom over, one or 2 bedroom condo. They tore that place up. I couldn't imagine. That was the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. It was bad in there. And that's before you factor in the vacancy. We haven't once you lose the tenant, you got a vacancy, right? In today's frozen inventory market, some landlords are waiting 60 to 90 days to find the right tenant. So I spoke on this last week. You folks raising your hand, I want a private landlord. Landlords are waiting and they're screening and they're trying to get the right tenant. They're not looking. They unless they're just hungry and ready to deal with anything, they're not paying attention to you folks screaming out, talking about, I need a private landlord. They're running from you. And 60, 90 days is 2 to 3 months, right? That's a long time to have to, most landlords, for the folks that don't know, they have a mortgage on their property that they have to pay. Yeah. To the folks that don't know, it's surprising how many people think that landlords are rich and the homes are paid for. That's not always the case, folks. I personally had properties sitting vacant longer than I ever expected. Let me tell you, nothing eats that profit faster than paying a mortgage without rent coming in. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's draining. You go look at it, you look at your folks and they say, "Oh man, he got houses. And he got bills." So that's what if you get in the game and you're only budgeting for the mortgage, man, you're already behind. You got to plan for turnover, You got to plan for recurring expenses. Not a one-off surprise. It's not a one-off surprise. This is where new investors usually underestimate, and its material labor costs are up around 12% year over year. And that means the same repair that cost 2,000 last year is now 2240, $2,240. Well, last year I got my roof done, it was $5,000. And you go and buy a new property and you need the roof done. That roof now is 5,500, maybe even 6,000, especially depending on who you had to get, who's providing the service for you. Got a new contractor, ain't no telling what their price adjustment is. And then you got those big ticket items, right? Like HVAC replacement, $5,000 or more. Roof repairs, I said 5,000. What about the roofs that are $8,000 or $12,000? Oh man, here's a big one. Flooding or foundation issues, upwards $15,000. Nobody puts new sewer lines. Nobody puts new sewer lines on their vision board, right? Like when did I hang up on my vision board? Hey, new sewer line, especially when they're dreaming of rental income, right? But guess what? It happens, and it can wipe out months. Man, I'm telling you, months, even years of of what you had saved, right? It could. Oh man. Then you ask yourself, what profit did I have? You didn't have any. Man, if you're not prepared, it can be rough. It can be very, very, very rough. I remember one time, man, and this is a tough story. I got a hot water tank installed, right? And this one is just crazy. This is a mechanic situation. I had a hot water tank installed, and for 2 years, smelling something funny in the house. And nobody was falling out and dying. Uh, there was no signs of gas leak or anything. But I had just converted over from boiler heat to forced air, right? So I just knew that since I didn't have uh, that boiler heat, that I would be saving some money. But my gas and electric bill kept being $300-400 at this property. Man, what is going on? I'm thinking my tenants are just, because I paid the utilities there. I'm thinking my tenants are just running this thing up. I said, man, what in the crap? What are they doing? Oh man, the fire department came one day, and they were into something, and the police came. Then the fire department came. The fire department smelled the smell, and they went to check, but they couldn't find anything. And throughout the years, I've actually had a plumber come in and check it. Man, this day the fire department came, they left, and something told me just check on the bill. Now, mind you, I'm getting a 400 to 500 bill per month for what, 6 or 7 months during the winter, where bill may have should have been no more than $200. Man, I'm dishing out some money here, right? Long story short, you heard the numbers I just said, right? That could get expensive. So the problem finally got fixed, but that's thousands of dollars out of my pocket later, right? It's just Crazy, crazy. The point is this: in real estate, it's not if repairs happen, it's when, right? And they always seem to come at the worst, oh my, at the worst possible time. And finally, let's talk about the cost nobody likes to think about: insurance, taxes, and compliance. Oh man, if you're in Baltimore, you're in DC, the compliance one just hits you in the head. 'Cause I just had a landlord the other day have to file an eviction and found out that she needed to renew um, the rental license. Oh, that's a 75, 100. Well, I think she doubled hit the payment twice or something and ended up having to pay $150. But you're already not getting rent. You're not getting rent now. You also have to pay an additional fee just so that you can go and try to get through the process of getting your rent money, right? Like, oh boy, check this out. And here's something really which is crazy that's been a thing in the last couple of years. Insurance premiums have been up across the country. Across the country, and some markets by 20% or more. With the rising natural disaster risk, rising build costs, insurers are passing it on to landlords. Property taxes are also creeping up, especially in areas where home values spiked in recent years. And then back to that compliance. In 2025, more cities are rolling out landlord licenses, the inspection requirements, and even talk about rent control. Wait a minute, rent control. Now this is big in DC, rent control. That means they you used to be able to go up 5 or 10% a year. You, you possibly you can't. They might have control on that where the landlord can't go up those percentages, right? And each of those added costs, whether it's a new permit fee, paying for an inspector, or just hiring someone to help you navigate these regulations, because some folks can't even navigate the regulations, right? And these aren't optional costs. These are mandated costs for a landlord. And they add another layer of active management to your business. You didn't know you were in the management business, did you? How many people out there knew they were in the management business? Put a thumbs up in the comments. If you're an investor and you didn't know you was in the management business. So, what's your takeaway today from this episode? Real estate is still one of the most powerful wealth building tools out there, but it's not just mortgage plus rent equals profit. There are hidden costs that can eat away at your returns if you don't plan for them. My advice: whatever your spreadsheet says, add at least 30% more to your budget. And these are for all the unexpected. Because when you plan for surprises, you're never surprised, right? I want to hear from you folks out there. What's the hidden cost that caught you off guard in your real estate journey? Was it a repair? Was it a tenant issue? Or anything else that you can think of that just, oh man, man, I gotta share this story. You might have been holding it bottled up inside for a while. And this now here's the opportunity to share it with folks. Let folks see here what's really happening in the game. Because a lot of people want to get in the game, but do you really want to get in the game? Share your when you share them in the comments. If I find some good ones, I might feature it in the in next week's show. And speaking of next week, make sure you subscribe because we're talking about a lot of scaling with burnout, right? The systems every investor needs to know. This the topic we're going to speak on next week. If today was about the cost, next week is about the solutions. Until next week, folks, invest smart, prepare for hidden costs, and keep building wealth the right way. Thanks again for stopping by another Hump Day Real Estate with Kendall in the DMV. Signing off, and we'll see you again next week.